I think the President missed another opportunity to send a clear indication of his intent of changing things in the executive. Bathabile Dlamini once again survives a cabinet reshuffle. It's becoming quite laughable in that instance. The President did indicate that he is going to merge some departments, so it's a good first step in that sense. But he could have gone further than that. We are also not very happy with the appointment of Nomvula. We think she's not cabinet material. She made a mess of communications and the SABC, and she will be even worse at environmental affairs. So no fireworks in that sense. The President did one or two basic things, but I think he missed an opportunity. Obviously he's waiting for the election, but he should have gotten rid of Bathabile Dlamini once and for all.
Look, for us, the reshuffle represents a very big opportunity missed by the President. He should have made the move to take out people like Bathabile Dlamini and Nomvula Mokonyane out of cabinet, given their previous shenanigans when it comes to their inability to govern very well. But it's quite clear that his biggest concern now is sustaining the different factions in the ANC so that he's not vulnerable within his organization. But it's a major disappointment because what has happened is people have just been moved from one portfolio to the rest so that they can continue with their misgovernance, and there's no consequences for a failure to lead, a failure to account, and a failure to manage state resources very well.
Well, firstly we have to say that we've got to say we welcome the President's decision to merge telecommunication and communication. But what is of concern, we don't know if it was the right time to actually do it right now. We sit with a situation where we're talking about 5 ministers in a period of 21 months, and that 5 months before an election. What good is it going to do for the ministry? But we are really disappointed. The President had the opportunity to shine. The President had an opportunity today to put South Africa first. But again, he chose his political party. And it is, why is a person like Bathabile Dlamini still there? Nomvula Mokonyane. Why have they not acted on everyone that has been involved in state capture? People that have broken the oath of office. But the President today failed South Africa again by putting his party first.
Well, the President has missed an opportunity. In fact, our expectation arose out of his own pronouncements that he was the President of the New Dawn. And when he introduced the so-called reshuffle today, he spoke about generational mixes and all sorts of other things, and then he didn't walk his talk. The President literally missed an opportunity here to take South Africa into his confidence in terms of economic development, in terms of growth, in terms of actually walking the talk which he has said. Secondly, the President, of course, is conflicted because he's trying to balance the two warring factions within the ANC, and so he was not going to dare touch those because he's going into an election and he wants to go into an election with an ANC that is working together. And so had he actually put the interests of the country first with this reshuffle, he feels that he would have actually cost himself the support of his own cadres. And it is precisely for that reason why we feel that this reshuffle was a whitewash, and that the President actually did not prioritize the collective interests of the country. Cabinet remains bloated, and it's the same people that have been there. And therefore, what new things do we expect to come out? The economy continues to be troubled, the country is not stable, and the President is expecting the same solutions, different solutions rather, from the same people who have been there. So the President has failed in this regard, and we do not believe that he has actually prioritized the collective interests of the country.
The EFF really appreciates two developments that the people of South Africa must look up to with some sense of appreciation. One is the joining or the reconciliation, as it were, of telecommunications and communications, because that separation was outdated, it was backward, but it was also based on a patronage that Zuma always wanted to distribute to his cronies in the ANC. The second one is the appointment of Stella. We really welcome that because the statement of confidence to young black females, particularly African females, who are often overlooked in decisions of making, of decisions of power, not just in politics but across society. We must welcome those developments. But the cabinet is still, by and large, constituted by questionable, disreputable, old characters that have demonstrated incompetence. One, why is Ramaphosa still keeping Nomvula and recycling her, moving her from position to position? Why is Ramaphosa still keeping Bathabile Dlamini? Why is Ramaphosa still having people like Naledi Pandor who have been in cabinet since the late 1990s? What value do they have to add? What is the difference between people like Jeff Khatebe, Naledi Pandor? What is the difference between them and presidents in the continent who want to be presidents until death? Are they saying there is no talent in South Africa to lead the people of South Africa to a much better future? So this excuse that he immediately gives is that he will give, a cabinet that looks much more young in a future. But that's a future he cannot promise, because who said he's going to be the president in 2019? The people of South Africa deserve competent, energetic ministers with ideas here and now, today, not in the future. The challenges that we are facing of poverty, unemployment, maladministration require a change here and now, today, not in the future. So he mustn't create excuses of the future that he cannot give. He is a coward, and that's why he's not making those important changes to give the people of South Africa cabinet ministers with integrity, with competence and energy. I mean, why don't you remove Pravin Gordhan? What is the difference between Pravin Gordhan and Malusi Gaba and Nhlanhla, who lied under oath, who lied to Parliament? Pravin Gordhan lied on 2 occasions. Nhlanhla lied once. He lied on 2 occasions. He lied in relation to the DA. Because when the DA asked him if he has met the Guptas, Pravin Gordhan said he hasn't met the Guptas. And then in his affidavit to the Zondo Commission, he says he has. And then he lied in relation to the EFF, which asked him, any of the staff of the Treasury has met the Guptas. He said nobody has met the Guptas in Treasury. And it turns out, not only did the Chief of Staff meet the Guptas, he facilitated a meeting in which Pravin Gordhan and the Chief of Staff met the Guptas. That's a blatant lie to Parliament, which shows a person that has disregard for the oath of office, for his obligation to answer honorably and truthfully at all times to an important legislative arm of the state like Parliament. Why is Pravin still a minister? I don't know. The only thing we can reach is that we are really sitting with a Ramaphosa who is a coward.